Alperen Sengun has proven to be one of the best big men in this year's draft class, dropping 15 points and 15 rebounds on his Summer League NBA debut. So what's up, my name is JDC, and today we're talking about why Alperen Sengun is criminally underrated. Before that, really quick, if you like the video, drop a like down below and press sub button. It'd be really appreciated, and let's get into the video. So Sengun definitely impressed a ton of people, on August 8th. That was a Monday, I want to say. Yeah, that was Monday. So definitely impressed a lot of people on his Summer League debut. I mean, he had 15 points, 15 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, and 4 blocks. Absolutely amazing box score right there in terms of stats. But honestly, like, his box score definitely overshadowed what his efficiencies were. I mean, he did shoot, what was it, 3 of 10 from the field, and then 0 of 1 from 3, and then 9 of 14 from the free throw line, which is honestly not that great. I mean, 3 of 10 from the field, 30% from the field is not that good. 0 of 1 from 3. The thing I like about Sengun is that even though he's not, making his 3-pointers, he's definitely confident in taking them. I mean, the one 3-pointer he had that game, he was at the top of the key, and it almost went in too. I mean, it went off the, went off the backboard and hit the rim. So, pretty close, but didn't make it. And then honestly, like, most of his points were from the free throw line. 9 of 14 from the free throw. He definitely is a pretty decent 3-point shooter. 9 of 14 is not that good, but for someone that, debuted in his first Summer League game, not too bad either. So, 9 of 14 is kind of whatever. I mean, he was also talking to the ball at the free throw line, which is absolutely amazing, man. I love to see that, man. I mean, everyone has their own free throw ritual. So, just seeing Sengun talk to the ball, man, absolutely amazing. So, most of his impact was on the defensive end that game. I mean, there was a lot of plays where he'd just be there on defense. Honestly, like, there was only some times where he just slip up on defense. I mean, he let this one play. Yeah, there was one play on the right side. Yeah, it was Evan Mobley versus Sengun. I think everyone knows about it. I mean, Evan Mobley just straight blew by him and then dunked on him. So that was only one defensive mistake there. But overall, I mean, he's definitely a more like a defensive impact. I mean, he definitely had a better impact on defense than he did on offense. He also did have some impact on offense in terms of making baskets. I mean, he did have a lot of driving plays. We'll talk about that later, but he definitely has a lot of impact on the defensive end. Definitely is a pretty decent on-ball defender. Pretty solid defender overall. I mean, Sengun is also someone that can run up and down the floor. I mean, he also has that energy to run up and down the floor. A lot of plays in transition where the Rockets were in transition, and you could see Sengun on like the side of the court, or maybe like on the other side of the court, just running in transition, man. So he's always there to be ready to catch the ball in transition, always there to be ready on the defensive end, taking contact. So honestly, like, Sengun, he definitely is a pretty underrated defender, but honestly, like, his defense is definitely a little bit better than his offense right now. But honestly, he's a pretty well-rounded player. I mean, I think everyone's player comparison to him is Domantas Sabonis, and honestly, it's pretty accurate. I mean, Sabonis is a 20 and 10 player that can also dish out assists, and Sengun definitely showed flashes of some Sabonis plays in his first Summer League game. I mean, honestly, like, there was this one play, I think it was in the middle of the key. Sengun was posting up this one player, and then also, like, he was getting like kind of locked up for the most part, and then someone in the corner was open, passed out to him, and then he faked. I think he drove in and then just made the bucket. I don't know who it was, but there was a lot of plays like that where Sengun would just kind of get locked up and then had a lot of good passing plays, which we'll get into next. I mean, his playmaking is also something that's pretty underrated too, because he had a lot of good assist plays. I mean, there's this one play where he passes it in between someone's legs to Jalen Green, man, and he passes it out to the open three. So honestly, like, Sengun, definitely an underrated playmaker. He did have just 3 assists this game, but assists aren't really that. No, they don't really reflect his playmaking. I mean, he also can handle the ball a little bit too. I mean, there was a lot of plays where he'd had the ball on the top of the key and it would just take the contact and drive. So and honestly, like, we'll get into that right now. I mean, Sengun can definitely finish around the rim. It's just like he was playing pretty sloppy in the first quarter. He had a lot of plays where he'd be in the paint, and then, like, he would just miss open, well, not really open, but pretty easy shots around the rim, and they just wouldn't go in. A lot of rim outs, a lot of basically just not making them. So Sengun definitely needs to improve his touch around the rim, but that's something he can fix. 19 years old only. So he did shoot 3 of 10, which isn't that good. He's gonna have a bounce back in this game though, hopefully, because we do play the Pistons today at 7 o'clock my time. So Like I said in my last video, I am going to be streaming that game, so if you guys want to check that out, you guys can tune in. But, honestly, I think Sengun definitely has potential to become a really good star in this league, and it definitely shows. He had a lot of good flashes in the game, a lot of really good plays in that game where, showed some flashes of, his potential. I mean, his ceiling, I don't know, man. I think his ceiling could definitely be a starter at best. I mean, he could be a very solid starter in terms of, being a power forward or center for us, maybe small ball center. I don't know, man. I think his development definitely needs to, I don't know, man. I think his development is definitely going to improve his game on the Rockets because the Rockets are pretty decent at, developing players. I mean, look at KPJ for once. Look at KJ Martin. I mean, those two guys were, no, honestly, KJ Martin wasn't even that good at the start of the season. And look at him at the end of the season, man. I mean, he improved his 3-point shot from 29% to 37%, man. I mean, that's honestly amazing. So, I don't know, man. Sengun with the right development, he can definitely become a really good starter on this team. And overall, I like his game, man. I mean, really good, really well-rounded player in terms of, everything he does on the floor. Definitely a good comparison to Domantas Sabonis because he's someone that's also very well-rounded and someone that can play defense and offense very well. So I definitely like the comparison between Domantas Sabonis and Sengun. I mean, I'm not saying that Sengun and Sabonis are going to be like the same player in terms of skill, and they're not going to be the same player. They're not going to be. No, I don't think Sengun is definitely going to be on the same level as Sabonis, but they definitely do have some similar playing styles, which definitely is a good sign because Sabonis is one of the best big men in the league. I mean, you're talking about a 20 and 10 guy, maybe a triple double guy, 20, 10 and 10 guy. So, Sengun can definitely get up there with the right coaching, with the right development, and honestly, I just like his game overall, and I think he's going to be a star in this league with the right development. So that's the video. Drop in the press button, and my peace.